It was Bill Belichick's first loss as the Patriots head coach in a game when they didn't allow a touchdown. Now at 2-3, it's the first time since 2002 that New England has had a losing record 5 games into the season. So Shannon, how concerned should Belichick be about this loss and about his offense?
Well, Skip, I don't think he should be too concerned because here's the thing. They look like a team that has sporadic practices over the last 2 weeks. And their quarterback, he's practiced even less because he had to be isolated away from the team.
He did.
So for me, I think that has a lot to do with it. And Coach Belichick, I think he spoke to something like this. Yeah, we can sure use the practice. We need the practice. And that's what they look like, Skip. This offense isn't going to be explosive. So if you're thinking you're going to see Kansas City or you're going to see one of these high-flying offenses, the Tennessee Titans, that's not what they are, Skip. They're going to win games by running the football, cam play action, and playing outstanding defense. Now, give them credit. They did a great job of keeping the Broncos out of the end zone. Now, a lot of that had to do with, obviously, Drew Lock is a young guy, and the Broncos are very inexperienced, and they didn't want to take any chances of trying to put the ball in harm's way. So they allowed New England to stay in this ball game a lot longer than what they should, because I can assure you, if they're playing anybody else other than the Broncos in that young offense, they get probably 35, 40 points hung on them with the way they played offensively yesterday. So with that being said, Skip, I'm not overly concerned because I think they go back. It's going to be interesting to see, are they opening up the facility? Are they going to be able to practice? There's a reason why teams practice, Skip. You just don't show them like, okay, I'll see you Sunday and just go play football. You need practice. And if you look at it, and for whatever reason, you can look at defenses are struggling this year to stop because the scoring has been off the chain, Skip. I mean, I didn't expect, obviously, I thought the offense would be a little lagging behind, but that's not the case. The offenses are ahead of the defense, and we normally see defenses ahead of the offense. But to see New England struggle the way they did, considering how they looked against Miami, look at Miami, how they're playing. Look how they looked against Seattle, and they put up, 30-plus points against Seattle, and Cam was almost 400 yards passing. And then to watch them yesterday now, the Broncos got a very good defense. Vic Fangio dialed up the pressure.
He did.
He's like, I am not letting you sit back here, Cam. You're going to make a decision. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, make a decision. Because they were coming.
Even on the 4th and 10 that ended the game, he sent the house, and I was impressed.
He brought Braun Bliss and played zero coverage.
He did.
So that's where they are, Skip. I think if they can get back to practicing, we'll see this team. But if you're expecting to see explosive, you're expecting to see the 2007 Pat, Skip, you're not going to see that with this team. They're going to run the football, play action, go to ask Cam, we're going to need you to run like 10 times a game, and we're going to need you to get like 70 yards running the football. That's what they are. But I'm not overly concerned.
If I were you, I would be very concerned. I'll give you some COVID break here, but remember what we just saw the Tennessee Titans do? They also didn't practice for about 2 weeks. They were COVID-riddled. And they came out and destroyed the Buffalo Bills when I least expected. I mean, they took them all apart. They looked like they didn't need to practice. So some teams react better than other teams, and that was a chip off the Belichick block in Mike Vrabel.
But, Skip, the thing is with Cam is unfamiliar with this offense. Tannehill has been in this offense. This team has been together. You look at the guys that are playing now. You're like, who is that? He threw to Izzo. I was like, Izzo, is that Larry Izzo, the former special team?
He was there last year. He was actually their best tight end last year, and he got hurt.
And that's not saying much, Skip, considering that you said the tight end position was devoid of talent last year.
Ryan Izzo.
Ryan
Izzo. He was the best. So, speaking of devoid of talent, Cam's wideouts yesterday caught a grand total of 62 yards of passes.
That's not good.
Somewhere in Tampa, Tom Brady is stroking his chin saying,
I told you so. That's what he said.
Because that's what he was stuck with last year. They added Damiere Byrd from Arizona, about their 5th-string receiver in Arizona, to the mix, but it's not a very good mix. And in the last drive, they had to resort to 2 trick plays featuring Julian Edelman, and then one throw Edelman threw it to Cam to move the football and at least get it into position to make the game interesting. So the shocker to me was when I read that this was the first time in the era of the Belichick coach Patriots that the team didn't win the game when not allowing a touchdown. Drew Lock, who I'm not a huge fan of, could not get it in the end zone. But he did set up 6 field goals. 6 times 3 is 18.
And the first 6 possessions.
So they go 18, And then Cam started to chip away. He suffered 2 interceptions, but they were on tip balls. They weren't horrible throws. They were tipped. But again, they were turnovers. And your man, Ryan Izzo, lost a fumble. So that's 3 turnovers. And you're probably going to lose like that. And you're not going to be able to score more than the number Tom Brady used to wear for New England, which is 12.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was surprised that over the last 5 years that they had such a losing record when losing at the half. You would think, man, Tom make all these comebacks, but they struggle when they don't have the lead at the half. And they struggle, I mean, they look bad. The first time I was like, damn, pass look really bad, Skip. That was pathetic. And the thing is, with that offense, Skip, you can't fall behind like that.
Nope.
Because they don't have anybody that can go get you an explosive play. They don't have nobody that can rear back, throw it, and go 80 yards. Yep. That's not what everything's going to be nickel and dime. Run, play action, shallow cross to Julian Edelman, the comeback route to N'Keal Harry, swing pass to James White.
Which worked a couple times.
But, Skip, you're not good, Skip. You fall behind by 15 points, and to have to do all that, it's going to take too much time.
So here came a 1-3 Denver, the team you played for the most part, and they were ranked 14th in points allowed, kind of middle of the pack, but I agree, Fangio will get them ready. Whatever he has to work with on defense, because there's no Von Miller, right?
No.
And there's no Jarrell Casey, right? So you've lost your 2 best pass rushers. Whatever he had to work with, I figured he would coach them up and have them ready as he could to play defense.
Right.
And he did.
Yes.
And they pulled off an 18-12. They stole it. 18-12.
You did.
And I think this would be a tough Monday. I'd like to be listening to those New England talk shows up in Boston right now, because this would be a tough day to be a Patriot fan after what you had to watch Brady do to Rodgers. Again, no interceptions, no fumbles lost, no turnovers, no penalties, and no sacks. Wow, and a QBR of 96 against Aaron Rodgers and a team that you thought was one of the top 2 teams in the NFC.
Yeah, I would have put them #1 in the NFC.
Okay, so that was impressive, and this was the flip side. This was just ugly.
Yeah, but I think, Skip, the radio shows and I think the fans understand that, look, we're not the 2000, between 2001 and 2019, we're not those Patriots.
Whew.
And you're probably not going to ever be those Patriots again.
Okay, so I look down this schedule and I see 2 remaining games against the Jets, and those are the only 2 locks that I will give you for this Patriot team, because Jimmy G has a little homecoming after a game last night, which I thought he looked pretty good. I know Kyle Shanahan called a great game.
And they minimized his, because think about it, Skip, on 3rd and 7,